YouTube, man, what's going on? It's LNH back with another vid, man. In today's video, man, we gotta talk about it. Did LiAngelo Ball get cut from the Charlotte Hornets, or did he make the squad? A lot of news has been going around very recently. People are speculating, but I want to break it down and give you guys the truth. So let's get right into it, man. But if you like these type of vids, like the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications. Let's get it. Now, LiAngelo Ball, of course, the son of LeVar Ball, brothers with LaMelo and Lonzo, and was doing his thing in Summer League, to say the least. He was doing pretty well, averaging around 10 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, 2 threes per game, about 2 steals per game in just 17 minutes. But he was only shooting 34% from the field goal, which was tough. A lot of people were even pointing this out, that technically his 3-point percentage was not the best. And that's what a lot of people saw him and thought he was known for, because he was shooting the ball so well. But anyone who really watched Jello play knows that these numbers, in my opinion, are technically skewed. Now, if we think about it, there were games where his teammates were not even getting him involved, really getting him the ball. And I think what this really doesn't show is how effective he was on the court and how much of a presence he had. You can't tell me that there was anyone else on the Charlotte Hornets that had that type of presence like Jello did, and really brought the game, and really people wanted to see, what is this guy going to do on the court, because he was so exciting to watch play. Now, we've been waiting to hear the news that Jello got signed for a minute now, and we haven't heard anything brand new. But what is going on, and how much more time do they actually have to sign Jello? Now, sources are stating that Jello can pretty much get signed up to the opening day for the Charlotte Hornets, but there's a catch. Now, the Hornets seem to already have their 15-man squad, which is tough, and a lot of people are saying that this means Jello is not going to get signed at all, but this is just not true. Now, even though you do have a squad of 15 and they've already been signed, and unfortunately the two-way players have already been signed for the Charlotte Hornets as well, this means one of two things. Jello will be on the G League and playing for the Charlotte Hornets G League, or he was cut. But in my opinion, man, I cannot see this dude getting cut. It just makes no sense the way he was playing on the court. He was playing so well, and especially, you only play a few games for the NBA Summer League, and pretty much every game is super important for you making it to the next level and actually playing on the full squad. And the way he played, it just wouldn't make sense to me. Even as a business move, if you want to say that Jello is not good enough to play on the NBA squad, look at him and LaMelo and how many ticket sales you would even bring in. I think that's one thing that you think right off the bat, and the type of attention he brought in Summer League. If you don't think that's going to be a huge business factor into signing him, it just wouldn't make any sense for any logical person to think that way and not look at what this could mean in terms of generating revenue. But on the other hand, man, I've heard a lot of people drag Jello's name for how he played in Summer League, and specifically that 3-point shooting percentage. But I gotta be honest here, man, when we take a look at his minutes, you have to realize, man, Jello was getting benched sometimes, and there were times, of course, his teammates were not passing him the rock. He didn't play all that much, and with the time that he did have, with all the pressure that was on this dude, you can't tell me that he hasn't performed better than players who are even stars in the NBA now. There are plenty of players who went in the NBA Summer League, did horrible, but ended up being much better in the long term than they were in Summer League. You look at even somebody like Trae Young, who played terrible in Summer League, but is also killing in the NBA now. But in my opinion, I don't think it would be the worst thing for Jello to actually get put on the G League team. And the reason why is because it's just going to put another chip on his shoulder. You guys know, whenever you're trying to achieve a certain goal and you keep hitting barriers and obstacles that are not allowing you to reach that goal, it gets harder and harder, and you can have two decisions. Either you can quit and just give up, or you can work harder. And Jello's clearly someone throughout his entire career that's continued to go on this path of most resistance, the path that's much harder for him, and really not give up in any of these circumstances. Even when he was back in China, and you guys know the situation when he was stealing, and when a lot of people were hating on him, he was down bad. Of course, ended up playing overseas, also with his father's league, but really didn't have that type of NBA interest, and of course went undrafted. He could have made that decision then and there just to give up on basketball, but he continued to pursue this game, and really shows how much he loves the game and that he's never going to give up. And I think this is just another obstacle and another way that Jello is just going to become a better player overall. Even if he does get cut, I know somebody's going to pick him up, because you saw his performance in Summer League. I think he was just playing way too good not for a team to recognize this type of talent and this type of mental fortitude that he does have. Now, on the other hand, a lot of people are saying that Jello maybe was not fast enough or athletic enough to be in the league, but we have to remember Jello, even prior to this, and even I had stated that Jello was really not quick in the past, but looked to have got much faster. He hurt his ankle. That was one of the biggest things about this dude's game. He hurt his ankle, which caused him obviously to not be as quick on the court, but I definitely think for sure he is much faster and moving much more efficient, able to spread out and space out on the basketball floor. And if he could just consistently shoot from the 3-point line, I think that's what's going to really help this dude to get a full-time spot. Now, going to the G League may actually be one of the best options for Jello. And the reason why I say this is because he's most likely going to be that focal point of the squad. He's going to be the guy who people are looking at and can actually be the leader of the team. And it really won't matter what happens on those full-time spots and the regular roster if big players are getting signed. Because odds are, you guys know this, if Jello was to play on the actual Charlotte Hornets or regular NBA squad, he's probably not going to be getting that many minutes. But if he does go to the G League and continues to get more comfortable, play with this competition level, which is much higher than what he's normally and has been playing with in the past, continue to develop and work on his game, and then I see this dude easily sliding his way to the NBA spot. But I think it may take a little bit more time than a lot of us Jello fans want to see. And personally, I think the worst thing that could happen is if Jello does get on that squad too early, doesn't produce, doesn't really get PT, a team doesn't use him well, and then what happens? He's out of a spot altogether. I think that's the worst thing that could happen, and we definitely don't want to see something like that happen to Jello, because he's put in so much work and is so talented to be able to even get to this spot. But don't forget, man, Jello's been doing this for a minute now. Even in high school, he was averaging the most out of all the Ball brothers. You guys know this, but a lot of people, even in the comment section, were stating that Jello, even playing on Chino Hills in that type of environment, was horrible for him. And the reason being was that although he was scoring so many points, most likely he didn't work on other aspects of his game, or at least really develop in-game skills like that. And you guys see, and you know, if you're playing well, you're able to get buckets and you don't have to work on or focus on your weakness. A lot of times you're not going to develop those skills, which sometimes can hurt you in the long run. Now, as long as Jello can make sure that his defense is solid, you guys know you have to play both sides of the court, especially if you're trying to be able to play at the next level and secure that spot. Man, as long as he plays defense, I think his offensive game is there, and for sure he will be solid and be able to somehow make this squad whenever that does happen, but it may take more time than a lot of people think. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Do you think I missed anything about Jello in this analysis? Let me know. Drop a comment down below if you like this vid. Make sure you like the vid, sub to the channel, man. But let me know, honestly, Jello played pretty well in my opinion, but a lot of people are saying he may actually indeed need to go to that G League just to continue to develop until he's really ready to play on that full-time squad. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, get a notification every time I upload a new video, and drop down a comment down below. I'm gonna try to make sure I respond to the comments, so make sure you leave one down below. I'm always checking them out, and let me know if there's any video suggestions you do have for me. Drop it down below, man. It's LiAngelo out.